Welcome, guys. Today we're interviewing a good friend of mine, a young African-American entrepreneur that lives in Montreal. His name is Johnson Asibio, and I would love to introduce you guys to him.
Hey guys, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Johnson Asibio. I am the founder of Studiobookkeeping, and basically what I do is I'm an accountant. So I branch off in many different aspects, such as doing people's income taxes, payroll, and bookkeeping.
Okay, that's amazing. So why did you choose this business?
So primarily the reason why I wanted to do this business was because when I was in school in 2017 for doing accounting, I was working at FedEx part-time, and during those times it was pretty hard for me to keep up with my expenses because I wasn't making that much income. So I felt like doing people's taxes would be beneficial for me because I wanted to gain experience as well as making additional income at the same time.
So would you say this is your own business? Would you say it's like your startup business, I guess?
Yes, it is indeed, because when I started, I at first it was more of a side hustle, but then in 2019 when I got in touch with my mentor, we basically decided to branch it off and not only do taxes but do more accounting stuff. So that's where the bookkeeping and payroll really took effect.
That's amazing. I didn't know you had a mentor. What age did you have this mentor? Do you mind giving him a shout out?
Yes. So he actually goes to my church. His name is Fred. So he's a CPA and accountant. And
What does that mean?
So we're pretty much what CPA means is chartered accountant. So it's those people who after they graduate from university, they have to do a different course. And then basically once they obtain the certificate, then they're well recognized.
That's amazing. And what age were you being mentored?
So I was being mentored at the age of 25.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty much recent.
That's cool. So what are your clients like? Who is your clientele?
So more or less my target audience originally was to be artists and athletes, because how this business came about was I remember one day I was at the studio, and then after I met one of my friends, shout out to Warren, he's a producer. So basically, Warren. Yeah, Mix of Warren, yeah. So basically what happened was he had one of his artists and we basically touched base. I told him I was an accountant, and at that time he asked me, would you mind doing my books for me? And I was surprised, So then when he gave me that opportunity, that's when I realized, okay, this is what I want to target. More or less athletes, artists, anyone in that type of field that have pretty much in the entertainment business that need an accountant. I wanted to be their accountant because I realized as I was studying, I realized they basically don't have someone managing their money. So it'd be cool to be the first accountant to pretty much focus on those type of clienteles.
Where do you conduct your business?
So presently I conduct my business in my parents' room, but a special announcement is on July 19th. I bought a property, so I'm going to make one of my rooms into my official office for my business. Yeah, exactly.
So you just bought a condo or a house, I believe?
Yeah, I bought a townhouse.
That's sick, man. So you're gonna be conducting your business from there.
Exactly.
Eventually. That's amazing, man. Kudos to you, for real. Congratulations.
Appreciate that.
So what made you start this business?
So what made me start this business? Honestly, I would have to thank my mother, because at that time, I was at university studying at Concordia doing theology, and I didn't really like what I was doing, right? So she was the one who pretty much pushed me to take a trade in accounting. So then after at that time, I didn't want to do it. But then once I was in it and I seen how fun it was, I decided why not go towards that career path. And then basically how this business all started was pretty much trial and error,
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's good. Sorry to cut you off. Continue.
Yeah, basically trial and error. So obviously I started off with my brother's taxes, and I seen they were good. They got a refund. Then I did my friends and their friends. And then basically I got nothing but good feedback. So it just pretty much pushed me to continue doing that.
That's really good, man.
Yeah.
For real. So it wasn't a school you went to. It was a trade. It was a trade?
Yeah, I was vocational. Yeah, I was trade.
Okay.
So more or less I just consider school.
Okay, so it's school. So basically it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, dope. So do you recommend young adults to follow this path?
Absolutely. They don't have to follow this exact path, what I'm doing, but I would encourage young adults to basically not be afraid to try different things, because I feel like we live in a society where people are afraid to take risks, but they don't know what the outcome might be if they actually took that risk. You know what I mean?
Very true, man.
Yeah.
Fear, actually, one of the most scariest things for most people in the world is of themselves. Like it's their own fear that makes them not want to do things. Like,
That's exactly it.
quit their job, build their own business,
Right.
do what they want, and then it's sad. So it's good that you took that leap of faith, and here you are now. Successful, have your own house now. That's really good, bro.
That's it.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Do you think school, in your opinion, do you think school is required to do this? Do you think you can learn this by yourself, or do you think you recommend school?
So in this type of situation, I wouldn't per se recommend school, but maybe take like a course in it. You don't actually have to be in school for 5 years doing accounting to do.
How long were you in school for?
So I was in school for a year and a half.
A year and a half. That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
great. Are you good at math?
Yes, I was always good at math. That was something that I could always handle with a breeze.
Okay, so what were your grades like in school for math?
We're talking about high school or college?
High school.
High school, I would say like my grades would be high 70s, low 80s, around that grades,
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think math is required to learn? Like, do you think you have to be good in math to do this?
So with this type of career, I would have to say yes and no. Like math is good, but also you have to really be good at paying attention to small details, because that's what accounting is all about. It doesn't matter if you're not the greatest person in math, but if you can pay attention to the smallest details, then you'll still be successful in this type of career.
Okay. I have a few more questions for you. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's a good question. So honestly, right now, the way my business is growing rapidly, I see myself actually working full time, making this my 9 to 5 career job. So that's where I'm aiming for and manifesting it. So I would say in the next 5 years, that's where I see myself going. Obviously, I want to be able to have higher employees, because as your business grows, you're gonna have to pretty much hire people to manage the workload, of course.
That's true. What advice would you give to the younger folks?
The younger folk
going into this business.
So I give them two advice. One of my first advice would be, don't be afraid to ask for help, because a lot of people, they may do things, they may think that they might know what they're doing, but if they went the extra mile to get the additional help, then it would be great for them. So that's one of my first advice. And then my second advice would be like, it's okay to make mistakes, because when I first started, I was making many mistakes all the time, but then as I learned from it and I got feedback from it, that's how I was able to improve and better myself.
That's really good, bro. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
I actually wanted to add another question.
Go for it.
In terms of social media, do you think social media is important for this business and any other business?
Of course, absolutely.
Why do you think that?
Because, okay, so I'm going to give you an example. So for my tax business, right, like how it helped me a lot was when I was making like small 3 minutes to 2 minute videos explaining different topics such as CERB, what is the difference between EI and CERB.
I used to watch those.
And how to get money when you file your taxes, because people, they like to see your work and see that you're very knowledgeable about what you do. So by doing that and being an expert in it, people will trust you and believe in you. And then when it comes to having a demand in a business, then they'll come and support you. So that's why I say like social media is very, very important for this type of business.
What do you think is the best social media platform for this type of business?
So, I mean, at the end of the day, it really depends on your target audience, because every target audience is different. Let's say, for example, my target audience was someone who is 50 years old. They're in a married household and they have 2 kids and they're not really on social media like that. Obviously, Instagram wouldn't be the best social media. It'd be more like Facebook or like newspaper ads. But like people our age who are like 25 and above who are on Instagram and TikTok heavy, obviously Instagram would be the best. So it really, at the end of the day, depends on your target audience.
That's the time of the month where you make your most business. What would you say?
So between late February to May, that's when I make the most amount of my business.
Because is that tax season?
Yeah, that's tax season. Exactly.
I want to say thank you for coming on the show and having me interview like that.
Thank you for inviting me. This is such a blessing to be a part of this, and I hope more opportunities come my way.
Yeah, I hope all the younger people that are afraid or thinking about but not too sure if they should take this step, I hope they look at this video as an insight to be like, this gives them confidence to do that.
And then I like what you said, because honestly, that's one of my biggest goals, because when I make videos on Instagram explaining different stuff, my goal is just for people to watch it and then get insight about it. So that's why I'm very it inspires me to make videos, and then people tell me I like what you're doing. I learned a lot. After when people give me that type of feedback, I feel good inside. So hopefully after watching this video, they can feel inspired to want to start up their own business. It doesn't have to be per se accountant, but maybe a barbershop, a nail salon,
Any business.
or any business, like any business. I'm someone who supports all type of businesses because I know in the beginning it's hard to get customers and support. So if you can help someone out, that'd be the best thing you could do, right?
Amazing, bro.
Exactly.
So thank you for being on the show. And where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
All the same name?
Yeah, Studio Bookkeeping.
Studio Bookkeeping. So
Yeah.
shout out to Johnson, Studio Bookkeeping, guys.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yo,